It's very lovely to engage with you, I must say. It's my first interaction with the robot, so this is quite interesting, and thank you so much for having me. I feel like automation chose me, although I've always been a person that loved problem solving and is very interested in engineering topics. I did control systems modules in varsity and obviously other modules related with the degree I was studying. However, it was only until I was looking for a job to get into the market that I felt like engineering really chose me. I saw a job posting from Pepperl+Fuchs and I felt that it spoke a lot to me, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, let me try this out. And so it has been, I've had the time of my life since over decades now, over a decade now. And so automation chose me.
Safety and efficiency things in this robot I love. Now, we dive into the women in tech magic. As a young woman in the automation industry, have you faced any challenges that might have made you want to throw your wrench in the works?
Of course.
And how did you overcome them?
Absolutely, Pepper. As a young woman, the biggest thing that we face is being overlooked and undermined. And someone looks at you and they think, this young girl, what could she possibly know? Well, I wouldn't say girl, but I believe that's what they think. So the one thing that I've always done is to put myself out there and to prove myself that I actually am deserving of being in this space, and I am just as valuable and able to add value like my male counterparts do. I've been very fortunate that I've had very good mentors, and I've worked for a company that chooses talent over gender or age. So if you are capable of doing the work, you'll get it, and if you're able to add value, you'd be picked. So I've been fortunate that I've had very good mentors that have also able to hold my hand and guide me through the processes. Throwing in the wrench, I wouldn't say, because I'm personally not a quitter, like I'm a go-getter, and if something, I wouldn't quit, I'm not a quitter, so I've never thought of quitting, but I've been fortunate that I've had mentorship, but it hasn't been easy, absolutely not, it hasn't.
This is so exciting. As a robot that is seen as female, I associate as female, so it is not every day you see a bunch of women taking charge in a traditionally male-dominated field. What would you say to women out there who are still thinking, should I get involved in automation? Why should they?
I'd say go for it, hey. Automation is an ever-evolving world. We are now at the Africa Automation Fair, where we are seeing different technologies being showcased. And I think if someone came to this fair 10 years ago or 5 years ago, they'd see just the evolution of how automation has changed over the years. Automation helps us with safety and efficiency. And if a person is feeling that they love problem solving and they love engineering, automation is definitely the world to be in, or the industry to be in. Yes, every industry has its own challenges, and they shouldn't be intimidated by the imbalances of gender at the moment in our industry. I'd say go for it. We are here waiting for you to also hold your hand like other people held our hands.
That is awesome. BSc does a lot of great work to support professionals in automation. How do you think being part of BSc can specifically help women in the industry? And how can it encourage more women to get involved?
I've been very privileged to be part of the SAIMC in the time I've been working in automation, and I've also been privileged to attend various women events across the different SAIMC branches. Where I feel that there could be room for improvement is for us to have spaces, or rather events, that are really focused at looking at the challenges of women in this specific automation industry, over and above just empowerment. You know, a lot of women are involved in women empowerment forums, and I'd say looking at just general challenges that we face as women in this world, where I feel that we have a gap of addressing real automation issues and really looking at things from a technical perspective and closing that knowledge gap that we might also have to aid in having more women in industry. So I feel that through the SAIMC, regardless of the levels in the automation industry, be it from schooling level to new entry to the workplace, normal general engineering work, and also in management roles, I feel that there is room for improvement in how we can shape and get more inclusivity of women into these different levels. So I feel the SAIMC has a role that it could play in those sort of spaces.
That is a great idea. Let's talk about the future. Women are taking over the tech world, one automation system at a time. Go girls, welcome. How do you think women will continue to shape the future of industries like automation and instrumentation?
I feel that as millennials, well, I'm a millennial, as a millennial, different levels of millennials, we're very comfortable with just staying away from what is deemed for males and women and females, and that you had a few like myself who weren't afraid of breaking the walls. And I feel that the Gen Zs really don't care about those kind of stereotypes, and I feel that once they get into the workplace, they'll be able to change those narratives. But more than anything, breaking the walls as the small minority is not going to help us, because we're only going to break the walls from the outside, and we need those that are in the majority, which are the males, to help us in evolving women and young people in the automation industry. So it's, I'd say, a responsibility of anybody that is working in this industry to help shape the knowledge, the experience of women that we have, and to showcase that this industry is actually not that bad and it's doable. And in that way, we'd be able to have women that are a bit more confident in what they do, and those that don't feel that they need to always be working hard, twice as hard as their male counterparts. Because I feel that in that way, we will be more efficient and more productive as women to be able to give even beyond what we're able, what we're giving today. Because you won't be working towards, working twice as hard, but rather looking at the true value add that you can add.
I've got to ask, for anyone thinking about joining the SAIMC or pursuing a career in automation, what's the one piece of advice you would give? And don't worry, you don't have to say never stop learning, unless that's your thing.
Of course it's my thing, Pepper. But I mean, more than that, I feel that you need to put yourself in the room, no matter how intimidating it can be. Here I am talking to a robot, which I've never done before. I've put myself in the room to expose myself to learning new things, right? But if you don't do that, and if you don't expose yourself, things are not going to come to you. It's important that as women and as young women, we also take the first step and not always be waiting for someone else to say, here is the opportunity, come get it. We need to also be out there looking for the opportunities and putting ourselves in the rooms, getting our voices heard. So it's an amazing industry that we're in, ever evolving, prioritizing safety always, and the innovation we have in our industry is truly remarkable. So that's the advice I'd give.
It was lovely to meet you. Cut Lego. Thank you for talking to me. And go girl. Go girl power.
Girl power. Thanks, Pepper. Lovely having you. Lovely being here. Thank you.